What's up, guys? I want to do a quick video, I guess an explanation of how much money it actually takes to build one of these cars. I'm gonna do it from a very basic perspective. Let's say you have a brand new to you SRT4, it's stock turbo, no goodies, no nothing, and you want to get that car to this point. I'm only going to be using new prices. You can find deals all over Facebook Market and, you know, buying used stuff online on part outs and stuff like that. And so this won't be 100% accurate, but let's say you want everything new, this will be pretty close. I do have quite the list to go over. I'm going to try to show as many pictures as I can too of the parts with prices as I go along as well. We'll start. One of the most expensive things on this car is the transmission. This transmission is a KW input shaft with their first and second straight cut gears, and then it has Liberty's dog box third and fourth gear. For the fork alone, it's 375. Slider and hub, you're looking at about 220. Third and fourth gear cluster is 795. Fourth gear is 360, third gear is 365. As long with the new clutch fork, you're probably going to want to replace that while you're in there. And of course, the shift selector and a third gear extender, which is all basic problems on this car as you're going to have with the TA50 trans. So transmission alone, I'm pretty sure it's around like 4,000. I'm going to be adding it up hopefully as we go too as well. For our clutch, I did get mine used for a great deal, but they don't really come up that often for sale. A new Axe swing disc is just over $1,400. And for the rest of the transmission stuff, I do have a Hurst shifter too. Those run $260 new, which it'd probably be a good thing to get one new anyway, so you know they're not all worn out. To do anything with your car as far as tuning wise, you are going to need a tuner, which I have an i3 right there on my seat. New those run about $380 for modern performance. So let's dive into the head then, which is another kind of expensive piece on this car. I do have DC stage 4 cams, which is $410 new. Adjustable cam gears, which these are not mine exact ones, but they are $225 a modern performance for the gears. This head and intake is ported as well. I got it done by a guy off Facebook for about $700. And I also have about $300 in machine work just from my local machine shop to cut in the new valves, which alone the Springer retainers were another $240. The valves for $200, new keepers $28. And of course you want new valve seals and stuff, but those are pretty cheap. Pistons and rings, it would be $470 for the pistons itself and about $90 for the rings. Then I have Eagle Extreme rods, and those run for $610. You are going to need a bigger throttle body. I would recommend it at least. This is a LFS. You can't really find them too much more. I don't think they make them new. I got another one right here, but I think they usually go for about around $200 or so. But you can get like a modern performance one and stuff too. They do all right. And I also do have a strap kit, which is about $325 as well. For an oil pump, I did put a brand new oil pump on it when I bought it, or when I built the motor intentionally, just to avoid any possible problems, and plus the billet gear we put in it. So the oil pump was $350, the gear itself was $280. Timing belt kit, Gates belt, new tensioner, idler pulley, everything that you would want to do while you're rebuilding the motor anyway, which is an additional $235. I got about 50 bucks in bearings. I didn't use all the modern performance bearings. I went to like Rock Auto and stuff to save a little bit of money on them. Headlights, I imagine you're going to want to get rid of your stock headlights, and usually people go with designs like this, the Halos, which usually run about $155. And I do have the depot tail lights too, pretty much like everybody else. Those run $130. If you want to put a carbon fiber hood on it, new, they run $850 off Modern Performance. I did buy this one new. I put a regular neon trunk on it, and I got the PVO spoiler, which off Modern was $260. And for racing and stuff, obviously, you're going to want some BC coilovers if you can get them. I did not buy these new either, but let's just say I did, and they're $995. Intercooler, I did trade parts for this as well. But normally, you get a good like 3.5, 4-inch one. You shouldn't have any problems, and you can use eBay stuff, and just might have to do a little bit of at-home fab work as well, which probably $200 or $300 for intercooler as well. I do have a watt box and boost box on this car, so you have your boost by gear and your launch control, no lift shift. Those two boxes alone are $400. And for fuel, a fuel pressure regulator. Aeromotive runs for $170 on Modern Performance. The rail, Booma fuel rail, uses like $155. It does have a 525 pump in it, which is on Amazon for $174. And just to make it easy, let's just say the return kit for all the fuel lines, fittings, and everything, I just said $150 just to make it easy, which you probably give or take 100, well, maybe add a little more, but $150 will be good. As far as wheel setup, XXR 530s. That's what pretty much a lot of people run on these cars. They're actually really cheap. These are about, I think they're $600 about for a set shipped. My two front tires alone, just to get traction. Of course, having this much power, you're gonna need them. And those two tires alone run $540. I just have some regular tires on the back. All right, and for some gauges, you got our 2 scan gauges up top. These run new for about $250 each, I believe. And your wideband with your sensor and everything new is about $180. And of course your pillar and stuff probably be like $20. One other big thing is going to be our Sidewinder manifold. That was completely custom made. I had like a 3-week wait time-ish on it. You're going to be roughly paying about $900 on the low end for one. If you can, you got to search around and find a deal and stuff, but they get up to, you know, $1,500 plus easy, depending on who you go through. Wastegate, that's just a cheap VMS wastegate. I think it's like $150 or something. We'll just call it $100 to make it easy. Fuel injectors alone, these are FIC 2000s, and they ran me about $600. A tune, my tuner, I got the E85 tune and a 93 tune for $450. That's with him remotely tuning it with me on the dyno. Kirky seat. Let's say the seat alone, I think the seat was like $200 and something, and the cushion was like another $150. So the seat, just around like $400. Keep it simple. You're gonna need motor and trans mount on these cars. Once you start turning them up, you're gonna start shaking everywhere. It'll help you launch and everything a lot better too. So definitely you're gonna need, you got one mount up there, another one right down there, and a solid transmission mount at minimum. Let's say $150 for all 3 of them. You can usually find them on eBay and stuff, or used as well. Intercooler piping, if you run any kind of custom stuff, you're gonna have to redo intercooler piping. I know my stuff's a little janky still, but I have a bunch of it laying around. You probably get away with spending like $150 on it, just some random couplers and piping. 4-bar, you're gonna need 4-bar map and tip sensors to go past 29 pounds. I think those are like $200. I got them off one of my old tuners recommendations. And turbo, of course. This is a 6266. New, this will run you about $11.25. I do have a tile blow-off valve as well. Let's say you can easily get a generic one just like it, probably for like 150 bucks. And of course you'll need little stuff too, like a catch can. You're gonna have to have oil lines. I mean, all of that little stuff's gonna add up too. So, I mean, you're probably gonna be adding in like another 100 bucks just for a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. All right, before I show you guys the final number and everything too, take this with a grain of salt, because not every person out there, you're gonna have, you know, you could buy big turbo ones when you start out with, or you could actually go this route if you choose to. But you can normally catch a lot of good deals out there too. But then also on the flip side, I have spent more than this number easily. I've had multiple set of cams in here. This is like my 4th or 5th set of injectors. This is my 2nd motor itself that I blew up. I have so many spare parts, and I have a lot of money invested in not just this, just the hobby in general. And so my number is probably, I don't know, you probably add a couple more thousand on easily. And then plus the car purchase price itself, which I paid, I think like $6,300 or $6,800 for this. Probably like 6 years ago, somewhere around there. Which, to be honest, it's rust free. It was already, it had a big turbo when I did get it. Initially had the 5858, but I redid all that, obviously. But I got it all added up right here. And our initial final number is just over $20,000 in parts alone. And that's literally just me writing stuff down just from this build itself. Like you guys seen, I had different rods even here. You know, I replaced forged rods with even better rods just for more of a safety concern to protect my investment so far. Which to a lot of people seems kind of crazy. You can definitely do it cheaper. You can hit the 500 horsepower mark really easy on these cars. I think once you go past that, that's when you really start digging in your wallets. But in general, including purchase price, I probably have about 30 grand invested in this car itself since I have owned it. And to be honest, 30 grand for 700 horsepower, it is neon. But also just, I guess, the adventure on the way and how much knowledge I gained just from starting on these cars. Really, because this motor was the first one I've ever built when it first blew up years ago. But yeah, we did kind of spend $30,000 on a neon, including purchase price. Fuck. But saying that, if you guys do want to build these and you do want to race and have fun and stuff in them, buy one pre-built, at least big turbo, 3-bar. You know, you can get your 500 horsepower out of it and have plenty of fun with it. Once you start going past that, you're gonna be breaking transmissions, input shafts. You're gonna be blowing motors. You know, if you're still on stock internals and stock gears and everything. And if you do want to go past that, definitely keep your eye out on the used market for a long time. You will find really good deals. Like I said earlier, my twin disc, I picked it up for just under $300. And it's a $1,400 clutch, brand new. Was it worn? Yes, it was. But I mean, it held. That clutch is exactly how I got it. I literally resurfaced the flywheel. You know, the machine shop probably for 50 bucks. slapped the whole thing back together. The disc looked fine, and it held over 700 horsepower. Which I am about to rebuild that just for safety reasons, so I have more clutch disc as well for future stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here for this video. I really just want to give you guys a full breakdown as how much it actually does cost to build these things. I do have some more stuff coming. I have some new goodies. I got new headlights coming for it. I was kind of playing with them in LEDs, trying to make it do a little bit more exterior mods. And I do have a full exhaust, which I already kind of started on, but the main kit I'm getting for really cheap should be here tomorrow. And so there might be back-to-back videos if I get off my butt. But I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good day.